So how would you define algorithms and explain the work they do to someone who has got no idea and might be scratching their head at this point?
The simplest way of explaining what an algorithm is basically to say that it's a set of instructions that need to be followed. So in a way, even a cooking recipe is an algorithm. A recipe that tells you to take a few eggs and a bit of flour and then add some water, it is an algorithm. So algorithms that are running on computers, those algorithms that we talk about so much, are effectively just simple or sometimes very complex sets of instructions for computers to follow.
So in practical terms, how do algorithms actually determine what we see on social media?
Also, this is where it gets complicated. In the olden days, if you will, in the early days of computing, even 20 years ago, we would create very explicit algorithms where a human would say, if a user of a particular website clicks on this, we need to show them that, right? And that was very, very explicit. Now, in the last 10 years or so, the algorithms have started to morph, and with the rise of artificial intelligence, we now have computers that create algorithms for themselves, right? It sounds a bit strange, but that's what's happening. So the most sophisticated algorithms these days are artificial intelligence algorithms, where one computer or one algorithm tries to decide what is best and then creates an algorithm that does that. So back to your question then, sometimes we don't actually know why a particular piece of content is shown to a user, but we do know that there's an algorithm that does that because it believes we should be seeing for a particular reason. Maybe that's monetization of this content. Maybe that's trying to get us, hooked into that content for a bit longer.
Now, you've written a whole book, Professor, on the economy of algorithms, AI, and the rise of the digital minions, but capture it for me in a nutshell of what is the economy of algorithms and how is that driving them?
The economy of algorithms is this new emerging world where individual algorithms, we can call them bots, we can call them, software agents. Those bots or software agents or algorithms, they sell, they buy, they provide services to other humans, they provide services to other organizations. And so effectively, they are becoming what economists would call economic agents, just like corporations and businesses are economic agents. And just like humans are economic agents. We didn't used to have it before, but now there's a lot of those algorithms around us online. They buy, they sell, they provide services for a fee. And so that's the new economy where we have this new type of entity competing for the same products, competing for similar jobs with us.
And we've seen a huge national and, in fact, global debate about mis and disinformation on social media and the way that you and I might be able to open up the same social media platform and get worldly different views based on what we've liked and what we've consumed in the past. So what impact do you see of algorithms right now having on trust, on information sharing, but also on democracy and sentiments to democracy?
There's a massive impact, obviously. And look, the reason this is happening is because the cost of creating content, the cost of creating news pieces has dropped almost down to zero when you're using those technologies. 20, 40 years ago, you needed humans to create content that would be convincing to other humans. Right now, I can have an algorithm that in a split second will produce, several hundred copies of various news articles that will be slightly different and that will be personalized for individual users. So that's obviously massively concerning. Now, we could start using, and in fact, some foreign actors, foreign agents might be using them right now to influence our opinion. And when we see it a lot, that's why we're having now conversations about banning TikTok in the US, for instance, because we're seeing that technologies like that, algorithms that drive those systems, are influencing public opinion, and that's obviously very risky for our democracies.